But it's just gonna go.
I forgot the countdown.
Hello! We're finally live, only I don't know, 25 minutes late?
It's only 25 minutes later.
Only 25 minutes later.
Only 25. Hey, I am a drama mama, theater teacher. You know, as long as you're not pushing the 30-minute hour.
And I'm a Leo.
2 hours.
I mean, that's all we need to say, right? I'm a Leo.
I fudge. Hey, Gary. How are you doing?
Hello.
I don't know if I've ever introduced y'all or not. Gary also goes by Leon. I've worked with him off and on for a few years now. He does tarot as well.
Yeah, you've mentioned him a couple of times, and I've seen him in the groups and stuff, I think.
He says he's great. We're going to get a few more people on here.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're doing great, by the way.
Oh, my candles are almost already burned down.
That storm is hitting.
Yes.
My tin roof. If it gets real bad, I may have to, you'll have to let me know.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I've got radar up checking. Yeah, the storm is just now hitting, the rain's just now hitting your place. But there's a severe storm heading towards Tiffany's right now. Hi, Facebook user. If you sign in through one of the groups, I'm not sure which one you came in through, but there's usually a sign-in thing that you need to do, and then it will let us know who you are. Because right now it just says Facebook users. Whoever just said hi.
Yeah, I said hi.
Right after Gary said, "I miss yours."
He said use. He's more like East Coast.
I miss use.
Chicago.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yes, whoever said, "How are you?" We have no idea who you are. It just says Facebook.
Or you can go to my page or Josh's and click from there.
Yeah.
Facebook is weird. I don't know. Sometimes with the StreamYard app, sometimes it doesn't show us who you are. Or you can tell us who you are. Oh, hi, Lynn. Great to see you.
Hi, Lynn.
Yes.
Oh, God, yes.
Yes, Claire audience is going through the roof for a lot of people right now, Leon. A lot of people.
I swear to God, the other day, my front door opened. I got up, walked through the house thinking, okay, who the hell just came into my house?
You're ready to fight. You got your knife.
I didn't have my knife. I was ready to just, bare knuckle this one. Didn't need the knife. But I go walking in because I know the front door is locked. I just brought Tanner in from going outside 20 minutes earlier and locked the front door. Knew it was locked. I always lock the front door. Because when I sit back in my office, it's in the back of the house. Someone can come in the front real easy, But I have a 2-door entry system because this used to be an office. So you come in one door and it's like a little mud room, and then you come in a second door. Well,
oh my God. Josh, I'll be right back.
Okay.
1 second. Keep talking. I'll be right back. Hold the fort down.
Okay. So that second door, when you come in, makes a very specific noise when you open it. It has a certain kind of creak to it from the hinges. And that door just started, I heard that creak, and I got up and I walked out there, and I'm like, why the hell did this door just open? There's no one else in this house. Hi, Deborah. I can see messages, but we cannot see who you are. It just says Facebook user. So that's Deborah. Tiffany probably either had to go for the storm hitting her parents' place or hitting her place. She might be seeking shelter right now because there is a severe thunderstorm moving into Tiffany's area right now. Oh, I've seen weird stuff too, Jordan. Hi, people coming in as Facebook's users. Someone said hi. Someone else said hello. Whoever said I'm from Australia, you're in here as a Facebook user. If you go to Tiffany's page or to my page, The Modern Mystic or Breaking Reality, you can sign in through there and we'll be able to see who you are. Just let us know you're the person from Australia when you do. Tiffany will be back as soon as she can be back. She grabbed my phone so I can see if she's sending any messages. Oh, someone has hit me up on Cash App. Let me see who this was. Camellia. Where are you, Camellia? Say hello to Camellia. Say hi, Josh. Are you one of the people in under Facebook user? Hi, Kendra. If you sent money over to my Cash App for a full reading, please let me know. Tiffany will be back as soon as she can. And what we can do is I can do my reading and then Tiffany can do hers when she gets back. If you're sending something to the PayPal, you're going to have to please let me know because that's Tiffany's PayPal. I can't see it. So you'll have to let me know if you sent something over there. Camellia, if you want to wait for just a few minutes, we can see if Tiffany comes back. I can also try messaging her, seeing what's going on. But Camellia, I got your name down here. I got you. So if you want to wait a few minutes, okay, her dad called. So are you going to be back in a few moments, Tiff? Okay, so we've got a reading coming in from Camellia. Let's just wait a few minutes. Hey, Tanya, great. You're from Australia. Welcome. How is things down in Australia right now? It is your fall? Getting ready to head into winter? I'm just breaking out my deck and shuffling up my cards here for Camellia. Ooh. And guys, just so you know, tonight we are going to be doing like free one-card pools as well. If you want a free one-card pool, we'll do a free one-card pool for you. Some point in time tonight, I might break out my runes and do some pools from some runes as well. I like doing single pool runes. They're fun. It's a way that I learned how to work with runes early on in my own workings. What I would do is each day I would go to my bag of runes, which is right here. My runes are a red jasper agate rune. Hey Lisa, how you doing? And I would pull one rune a day. And I would pull this rune, I would look up its meaning, and then I would meditate on it. And learned how to work with the runes by doing that as a daily practice. Actually, I pulled Fehu. Actually, this isn't Fehu. This is Enses. Fehu, the lines go the other way. They go up, not down. They go up. Hard to see that. Let me put my hand behind it. There you go. You can see the beauty of the stone, too. These are gorgeous. I only paid $20 for this set. It was crazy. Tanya, we'll pull some cards here as soon as Tiffany comes back. Oh, there she is. Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on, I gotta fix this.
This storm front is crazy. It's like covering like almost all of Texas. It's bizarre.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It goes from the bottom of Texas almost all the way. Actually, it goes on the way down into Mexico.
Yeah, and it's going up into Oklahoma.
Yeah, it is a crazy big storm reading.
All the way. And Texas is huge. So that's what my dad was like, you got your flashlight, you got your chargers, you got your... And I was like, yes!
All right, so we have a full reading for Camellia, and Tanya wants a single card pool when we get a chance.
Nice. Got it.
Yes, Camellia, I got your payment. We've got that already. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I love those runes. I got them when I was 20 years old, and I only paid $20 for them. And the funny thing is, I was out at the local flea market. I'm walking through the flea market, and there's this lady sitting in a booth offering tarot readings. And I just randomly felt called to go over and check out her booth. She had a little table with a few things in it, and I started looking at her table, and she's like, "Sit down. I want to give you a reading." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't really have a whole lot of cash. I didn't want to really spend money on a reading that day. I was out there looking for a couple of things, and she had this bag of runes that she had sitting there, and I just felt drawn to them, and I just kept looking at them. She's like, "Well, those are for sale," and I'm like, "Well, how much are they?" And she's like, $20 if you want them. I'm like, "Okay." I've got $20 bill in my pocket. Pulled out a $20 bill, gave it to her, bought the runes, and she gave me a reading for buying the runes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And come to find out, she was a witch that was traveling with the local Renaissance Festival. She was from Florida. She made these runes herself and carved them.
I've got my little handmade ones that I picked up.
Yep.
I have a set that I got at a Renaissance Festival a long time ago that were handmade. But not as great of a story as yours. Yours is a good story.
Well, I am actually at the point where I am going to start making runes and offering them for sale.
Okay.
I've actually got, I've showed it to you, Tiff, that ash branch.
Oh, yeah.
Probably about yay big diameter or so. And I think it will make some really nice runes.
Oh, we have a lot of people messaging. Oh,
yeah.
Some destinations don't get comments. That's weird.
Oh, wow. You found yours, they are wood? Yeah. When you were 16? Oh, nice. Yeah, see, I've had these with me for so long, so I've got it's so funny. Tiffany's like, "Well, you might need to rebond with them," because I told her I was using them mainly, that I need to start working with them with myself again, because I've mainly been working with them in readings for others and not really working with the runes for myself lately. And I was telling her before we went live that I really need to start doing that again. Like, that's something I need to do. And she's like, "Yeah, you need to rebond with them." I'm like, "Oh, no, there's no need to bond with these things. We're bonded. We're bonded." We know each other really well.
Okay, here we go. My internet's starting to go in and out a little bit. Crap.
Okay, so just know if we lose Tiffany, she'll be back as soon as she can. If she can, if not, hey, Tiff, the next card is After the Storm.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay, I am putting on my reading glasses because age is not my friend. Okay, no, age.
I need to go get an eye exam because these are not my prescription anymore. I've been realizing that lately that I desperately need to go get an eye.
Who are you pulling for at this exact moment?
Huh?
Who are you
Camellia.
pulling for? Pam?
Camellia.
Camellia? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Camellia paid for a full reading. Let's see.
Girl, keep an eye on that weather. It is a crazy storm front, sister.
We're in Arkansas. Well, you don't have to say that. I've got family in Arkansas. Actually, where are they in Arkansas now? They moved just recently. I can't remember the town that they moved to. They're in southern Arkansas now, though, I believe. They was up close to northwest to the Texas border. Almost where they used to be.
Okay.
But the whole family just recently moved to help take care of an elderly aunt and uncle, which I think is a beautiful thing.
Y'all hear that? It is starting to hit.
Oh, I ended up pulling 8 cards for Camellia because I was just pulling as I wasn't even paying attention, so she gets an extra card.
Huh?
I said I pulled an extra card for Camellia. She gets an extra card. I was just pulling without even paying attention.
I pull until I'm told to stop. So for her, she got to pull. I mean, she's got a bunch of cards.
Well, do you want to start first?
No, I'm still deciphering them.
Okay, well, then I will start down mine. And the way I do my readings is I always show off the cards first, and then you're in Central Arkansas? Okay. I want to come down to Arkansas sometime really, really soon. So your first card you got is In the World, Not of the World. I love this card. It's gorgeous. This deck has so much gorgeous artwork in it, people. I'm going to be using this deck as my main deck tonight. Inner Trust is your next card. Be the hunter, not the hunted. And folks, do know that I read intuitively. I'm not going by the book on any of these cards. After the Storm. Shock of the New. Releasing Allegiances.
That makes sense with what I've got.
Nice. Diving for Light. And then Tiffany, personally, one of my favorite cards to always see come up, and especially when it is for a female, Pandora's Gift.
Oh, yeah, that one's a good one.
Love this card. Great card. Okay. So, In the World, Not of the World. All right. This card here, it talks about that you're in this world, that we have to operate within this society, within this culture, within kind of the rules and the laws that they lay out. But you're not of this world. You are of a different level. You're a spiritual being. We're all spiritual beings, but you understand the concept of being a spiritual being as this isn't truly your home. This isn't where you reside. You're here for a time. You're here for a journey. This is what this card is representing, is this kind of knowledge, this kind of belief, so that you know and recognize these things. We're just passing through this world, even though they try to force all these rules and all these things and all these beliefs and all this stuff down our throat. We don't have to take any of that in. We're not of this world. We're just passing through. You know, it's I love the song Wayfaring Stranger. We're just wayfaring strangers. We're heading on our way home, going over River Jordan. So the next card is Inner Trust. This card really calls for you to be going with that really inner trust, that gut intuition, that instinct that you know without really knowing why you know. And you need to start listening to that and stop like battling with the head space on that, which a lot of people do. It's a thing that happens with a lot of people. You get into that whole idea of you get this gut instinct, you get this feeling that it's that initial instinct, and then you stop and you start questioning it. And then you get into that analytical mindset and you start tearing it apart. And then you're like, man, I don't think. And all along, that was your higher self going, hey, this is what you need to do. I'm telling you, go on, go, move, action. The next card kind of goes right along with that, is be the hunter, not the hunted. This is talking about taking that action. You know, you go on the offensive. You don't sit there and just wait for something to come after you. You're stepping up and you're taking the power. You're taking the control. You're taking up that predatorial space as that top of the food chain. Not necessarily that you're out as a predator going after stuff, but it's that idea that you're not going to allow people to come at you, or energies to come at you, or, you know, any other entities or beings out there to come at you. That you're there, you know your power, you know your strength, you know the position that you sit in, and you're not going to be lessened by anything. And the next card follows right along. You've got the owls tonight. I think there's only like one other owl card in this deck that you didn't get tonight. After the storm. This card's calling for that peace and that calm that comes after the storm. You might be in a storm right now, and it's really funny because you're in the path of a potential severe storm. Tiffany definitely is. This calls for that peace and that calm and that assurance that that storm will pass. There is going to be that point where even within the midst of the most crazy of crazy, there's going to come a point where all that will pass, and you'll be able to move on and through that with that peace and calm and security and assurance. And that's something that a lot of people are going to look at and wonder why you have that and they don't. Which leads into the next card, which is Shock of the New. When people yeah, I love this card too. When you get into the point where you start living your truest, authentic self and stepping stepping in that true power and showing that you don't get rattled by those storms, that you know that calm is coming, you know that storm will pass. It's not always there. When people start to see that, they're going, like I said, they're going to want to know why you had that. Owls are one of your favorites. Dad was all about owls. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, even with that,
Dang!
this card right here kind of can take on a different meaning of stepping up into that position where your father once stood as well. Because he would have been that protector over you, and now that he's gone, it's your turn to step up. Little tidbits like that, when we learn them, can definitely change the way a reading presents. But that shock of the new, people are going to be really interested and drawn to you. They're going to see a difference in you as you really start to step into this power and show that calm and show that peace. And as you really realize the path that you're on, that's really going to make people step up, and they're going to see the changes in you. And they're really going to want to know what's going on. And this next card leads into something that's very important with that. It's the releasing of allegiances. There are going to be certain people in your life that you are going to have to let go. You're going to have to let them go. No matter how hard it hurts, if they are toxic for you, you have to let them go. You can't hang on to them. That also goes for belief systems, not just people, but also beliefs. That goes on about beliefs about yourselves too. Camellia, if you end up wanting to talk to either Tiffany or myself more in depth about this reading afterwards, please feel free. Like if you want to discuss things that you don't feel comfortable discussing on a live group session, please reach out to either one of us or both of us. Diving for Light is the next card. And this is what it's going to come as you release those allegiances and everything else. You're going to get the diving for light, where you're going to start to dive for those lights that have been hidden under all those, that releasing allegiances. Like I said, that can be a lot of beliefs. And that's beliefs that other people put on you, judgments that other people put on you, things that they say about you. And when you start to dive, and the whole thing of diving for light, it doesn't make sense at first until you think about the light is down, covered underneath all that silt and sand and muck and dirt. And that's all that judgment and all that belief of all those other people. And you've got to wipe that away and clear that away, and that light can start to shine again. It's been covered up. It's not lost. It's just been covered up. And when that happens, Pandora's gifts will start to arrive. Most people think of Pandora and only hear of Pandora's box and think of everything bad that gets released when Pandora's box is open. That's because that's where Pandora was trapping things away, to keep them away from people, to keep things safe, to protect people. Pandora was not bad. Pandora was very, very powerful, very gifted, highly spiritual, extremely divine, feminine power. Her gifts are very, very powerful spiritual gifts. They are very, very strong in the divine feminine aspect. You really need to step up in that divine feminine power.
Josh, I can barely hear you. It's lightning and thundering.
You can't hear me? Can everyone else hear me?
Can y'all hear him, or is it just me? I have a tin roof, and it's like clack, clack, clack crazy out there.
You might need to turn me up or put headphones on.
I have you up.
Do you have earbuds?
Yes. I'll go get them.
Okay. So this is calling for you to really step up into that divine feminine energy and that divine feminine power. And as you do, spiritual gifts will really start to arrive. Beautiful. Really step into that with Pandora right now. You're being called into that. If you connect with Pandora, you need to really embrace that right now. Pandora is calling out to you. I bet it's just a noise there for her. So she's getting her earbuds, so that will fix things, hopefully. Yeah, she's got that storm is just that front edge of that storm's just nailing her place right now. And yes, it is a Jack and Sally and Zero mug. Given to me by my ex-roommate, Clarissa, a good friend of mine. She knows that Nightmare Before Christmas is absolutely one of my absolute favorite movies. And she's a big fan too, and she had that mug when she moved in here. And when she moved out, she left it for me. She's like, here, I'm leaving this for you because I know you like it. It's a big mug, and I would use it a lot of times when I was doing lives. I would wash it up and use it. That way I can just keep a decent amount of tea or whatever I'm drinking in it. Yeah. But Camellia, you have anything you want to say about my side of the reading before Tiff gets back? She's probably trying to figure out where she put her earbuds. I bet I know where they're at. I bet they're in her bag that she takes with her when she goes to appointments and stuff. Did you find them?
Well, not my good ones. I found some Dollar General wonderful ones. Let's see.
Did you check your bags that you take to your appointments with you?
Yeah, I did.
Because that's the first place I thought they would be.
Yeah, I checked.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No, I can't.
Can you hear me?
It's not. It says connected. Hold up.
Can you hear me? Testing.
I can't hear you through my earbud.
Huh.
Weird. I'm gonna have to go
Brittany.
back. Come back in.
Brittany's here.
Hi, Britt. I love you.
Tiffany's having all kinds of technical issues.
I'll be right back.
Okay. She has a really severe storm hitting her area. How you doing, Brittany? Hey, I need to chat with you at some point in time. I know you've been stupidly busy. Okay, Kendra, you said you paid for a full reading. Let me get you down because Kendra, did you send it to Cash App or to Tiffany?
Okay, I think I got you now. How's my audio?
Your audio is kind of muffled, but it'll work.
Oh, it's like I said, these are my Dollar General specials.
Yeah, please, just like moving them around's really bad with the audio.
Really?
Yeah, when you move, well, the audio is really bad.
Is that bad? Okay, let me go find my other ones. Hold up. Dang it. Let me do her cards and then I'll go find my other ones.
Okay.
Oh, now you can't hear.
Now we can.
Settings, hold up. I figured out what I have to do. Change the settings in the app. Okay, can you hear me?
Turn the earbuds off. The earbuds are still connected.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
What about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. Give me a second.
Okay, the earbuds were still connected was the problem.
Oh.
Yeah, you just now got them turned off. They were still connected.
Oh, and those are crappy sounding apparently. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, it sounded like you was in the bottom of a well throwing rocks against the wall.
Like, kills me when I got this. Oh God, kills me when I got this phone. If this doesn't have an auxiliary input in my phone. Okay.
Yeah, her audio sounds great now because she's going through her phone, which is what she normally uses.
Yeah, I'm in a horrible thunderstorm, Britt, and so I can't hardly hear Josh.
And I don't want to yell. And I don't want to yell because I'll blow everyone else's ears
not for
out.
everybody. I'll go find my JBL. Okay, did you finish yours?
Yes, it's up to you now.
Okay, I've got almost like when you were talking, you were talking about Pandora. Yep. And the thing about Pandora, and this is me being a total nerd and teaching theater, you know, we would do mythology and this and that. You're very right. Pandora is very much the divine feminine. Mm-hmm. And with that divine feminine, there is that longing for that divine feminine at time for her counterpart, the divine masculine. Always that knowing that like knowing that there's someone out there that is a divine masculine to that divine feminine counterpart. And I'm really feeling that we've got right here soulmate connection stuff going on. But in order to be able to really see her options, her picture, everything clearly, like you were talking about, she's got to let go of those vices with the devil card. She's got to let go of programming, let go of pre-programmed ideas about how relationships are supposed to look or be, how pre-programmed ideas of who you're supposed to be within those dynamics as well. Because you've been needing to search for balance. And with the Justice card, this is balancing out both aspects of that yin and yang. It's like, you know, like with Pandora, for all of the negatives, for all of the hardships, for all of the darkness, for all of that got released into the world, there were gifts released too with hope. There were gifts with love. There were gifts that came along with it. And so for me, Pandora is also very much about her inner work as well. It's very much about recognizing vices, recognizing patterns, recognizing cycles, recognizing that's why she's been in a hermit phase. That makes sense. Okay. I was trying to figure out the hermit card earlier. She's been cocooned in a hermit phase because she's having to do that dig deeping. Do that deeping. Good Lord, Tiffany.
Deep dive.
Dig deeping, Tiffany. That dig.
This is the diving for light, the deep diving.
That's it, the deep diving. Thank you.
I got you, darling.
I know, right? With that, my ADD is like going nuts right now because I've got like the storm and I got the, and I'm like, and she's also been walking this path with the 8 of Cups, leaving the past behind. Forgiveness, letting things go that are no longer meant for you. So this may be where that evaluation, retreating back into yourself, taking that wider perspective of all the dynamics in your life, taking that bird's eye view, like with the owl, taking the view of that wisdom, because ultimately you are walking the path of the Hierophant. You are walking the spiritual path. You are walking the awakening path. You are doing so. And you need to take those times within yourself to look within, to get clarity, to find your balance. Because anytime that you are feeling like you're overwhelmed, remember that with the 2 of Cups card, you do have that divine masculine counterpart. And maybe part of it's also finding that divine masculine within yourself as well. Because so often, like with the Empress card, we have to do that, the deep work ourselves to manifest it into reality, to manifest the intention. This is Camille. Who is this, please? Oh, wait, what? Who is this, please?
Go ahead and keep with your reading. I'm trying to figure out who sent this payment. I think they sent it over to you. We have at least one other full reading.
I got Kendra.
I got, yeah, Kendra, and then someone else just said they sent payment, but it says Facebook user, so I was trying to figure out who it
okay.
was. So continue on with that
Ultimately-
reading. I'm just trying to get this next person lined up.
You got the Emperor card with the Empress card with the King of Pentacles. The person that is your romantic soulmate, divine partner, soulmate that will raise their level up. They're going to be matching you, and they are going to have done their work. Okay. You've got to make sure that you're paying attention to this, because you do have the soulmate cards within your spread. And you've got to make sure that you're finding that balance within yourself, doing that healing for yourself, and knowing not to sell yourself short in any of your relationships. None of us should, but it's especially important whenever you are finding your place in that balance in this life, because your person, they are going to want you to be yourself. They are going to love all the aspects of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the dark, and they're going to inspire you to be who you are, to dance to the beat of your own drum. They're not going to try to put you in a cage. They're not going to try to dampen you down, because you, my dear, are like the light, like Josh said. You are meant to shine like the sun. You are meant to stand tall, to be free, to spread those wings. You are not meant to be a caged bird singing. You are not meant to dim your light for especially a divine counterpart. So whenever you catch yourself stuck, step back. Take the bird's eye view. I would suggest maybe Google like spirit animal wisdom from an owl, and read up on owl spiritual wisdom, because that right there not only connects with like your father's spirit, the energy from him with, like you said, your sister, but it's an energy that will help you for clarity in your own life, because you already know the answers. You already have your own guidance. You've done your work. You are going to find the right health. And this may be that she's going to be finding more healthy relationships and letting go of the toxic ones. Got anything else, Josh?
On the owl thing, I'm trying to work on some stuff on helping people on the back end of things, but I'm listening to everything you're saying. On the owl, stuff that you was talking about, the thing on there that really stood out when you started talking about that to me is, I work from a shamanic standpoint, and owls are a very shamanic animal.
I think I had that automatically.
Very, very powerful shamanic animal.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of times it revolves, owls really do kind of deal a lot of times with that whole life and death aspect. So that owl connection with your father who has passed away is a very strong spirit connection there. Very strong spirit connection. Like that's coming through really hard and really powerful right now. As Tiffany was talking about that earlier, I was listening to that, and it was just one of those things that to me, it just, all these things were just clicking off.
Someone said, no, don't say that word out loud. Don't say it. I don't want her coming in on my house trying to rip my ceiling off. It's a Spanish mythical creature.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
look. Very familiar. Shush! Don't say the name.
No, but I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it is.
No, she's the owl woman.
Oh.
She comes and takes away bad kids, like the boogie woman. You gotta back up in South Texas. I know these.
I'm gonna have to look this crazy stuff up. Okay, so for everyone who is asking how you can come in and be seen where you're showing up as Facebook user, I'm putting a link into the chat. Okay. Go to that page and then go to the live on that page. Okay, that will take you in through Tiffany's business page, and it will sign you in to StreamYard so that we can actually see who you are.
Girl, some of my best teachings, Facebook user, I think this is Lupe or Azalea. I feel you, by the way. And I saw Britt mention your names. I love both the sisters. We'll have to do cards for you. There's Lupe. Hi, baby. Yes. Okay. That is no joke. The spirit of, I'll just go ahead. If I don't say it 3 times, La Chusta. All right, there. That spirit, I'm all casting that away. I'm like, that spirit, though, seriously, it is no joke. All throughout Mexico, the South, all throughout, South America, that is no joke. The owl woman, but it's also that the story behind it's pretty fascinating. But
I love
been,
the
of course,
stories.
used as,
Well, see, this is the kind of stuff that interests me because, like, I actually want to do a whole study course on this and offer this out as, like, little programs that people can purchase or, like, pay for, like, a subscription and be able to get, like, a monthly study course where we go into a different mythological creature and, like, dive into it.
Do, like, a whole, like, culture.
No, I don't want to do a whole culture at once. I want to do a deep dive, like maybe one a week.
Okay.
But I want to do a deep dive. I don't want to just like glance over stuff. If you want to glance over stuff, go and hit up like different like things like ancient aliens and stuff like that where they glance over stuff. I want to do deep dives.
Yeah. Some of those
because they talk about a lot of stuff on things like that, but they don't do a deep dive. They don't really get into like the myth and the lore and everything behind it.
People,
that's
as
exactly
well.
what I want to do. I want to bring people in from the different cultures to talk about it.
I've got some people for the Hispanic aspect, and I'm steeped in that one. That's where y'all know I'm very Grandma Vasquez and a lot of people within growing up in the South. I'm very Spanish influenced.
Oh, who said their grandmother was a curandero?
That's beautiful. My housekeeper, she speaks only Spanish. I understand, but I'm not the most bilingual, but I understand. She called me her curandera. I'm her curandera.
Yeah, she also calls you something else too.
I'm a bruja. I'm her curandera. I'm her shaman, her white witch, basically.
I thought she always called you a bruja.
I studied under curandera. And so it's really cool. That's why I do limpias and stuff like that, egg cleanses.
Who is this Facebook user? I really want to know.
I think it is. I don't know who that is.
It's not Lupe, is it?
It's not Lupe. Lupe's
no,
right there.
Lupe signed in. Yeah. Here, whoever you are, Facebook user who said this comment, please sign in through that page. And that way we can see who you are.
Yes, I would love to see who you are, please. Because
absolutely. Okay, right. So Tanya so what we have is Tanya wanted a single card pull, then we have Kendra, Lupe, and Azalea are all paid readings.
It was Azalea. I love you.
Oh, okay.
For some reason it showed her as Azalea, then it showed her as Facebook user.
Well, I wonder if maybe she was messaging in a different group.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. There's still some bugs working out.
Oh, that one wasn't her. No, yeah.
Out loud.
Yeah, I'm curious as to who this was.
I love my sisters.
Ooh. All right, so who are we pulling for now, Kendra?
Yeah. No. The one card, Tanya.
The one card? Okay. Well, that makes sense because I had my one card deck in my hand. Tanya, the single card that I pulled for you is well-being. You need to really be starting to look into your well-being. And well-being just doesn't mean your physical health. It means your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your sexual. If you really do a study into health, well-being talks about all those aspects are important. There's a really good book written by Lissa Rankin, I believe is her name. Did she just say Kuna Matata?
Kurandera. Kurandara. Kurandera.
But Greg hears Hakuna Matata.
Greg is in Ohio, so he's hearing Hakuna Matata.
Means no worries for the rest of our days.
Sorry.
I'm surprised Tiffany didn't break out in song. She's the theater major. And I'm the one.
About to. I'm just holding myself back. Oh,
and
Ava. I love Ava. Okay.
And I'm the one that's tone deaf.
Awesome, Lynn.
But yes, Tanya, on this, your well-being, you need to be looking into all the aspects of it. There's a really great book written by Lisa Rankin called The Anatomy of a Calling. Check that book out. It really talks about well-being in it. It's a really great book. Anyone should really check it out. I really enjoyed the read of it. She was a medical doctor who ended up leaving and going into more of a spiritual practice because her biggest thing with the medical field was they showed no love, no compassion, and she thought that was the major thing missing in the medical field because she was Tiffany had to drop out for a second. She was a doctor in a hospital. She was an OBGYN. She worked delivery, and she had a breakdown after she went from she was in a room where her mother gave birth to a stillborn, and she didn't have the time to sit there and comfort that mother in that moment because they were short-staffed and they had other deliveries, and she had to immediately leave to go on to the next delivery. And as she walked out the hallway, all the emotions from not being able to comfort that mother in that moment hit her. She fell down, collapsed onto the floor in tears. And she wasn't able to go back to work because she was just so distraught from not being able. It's called The Anatomy of a Calling. She talks about leaving her medical profession to go into her calling as a spiritual healer and work in the spiritual field. And it's Lissa. It's Lissa. And Rankin. Rankin, I believe is how it's spelled. I'll post up something on the Modern Mystic page and the groups later. But it's a great book, and she's got some other really good books too. I have no idea why Tiffany dropped out, so let me check my phone and see if she's messaged. Like I said, with the storm going on, it might have been she had to call for someone, or who knows. So let's see. As the story goes, my grandmother had to help her curandero mentor teacher down in Mexico because of an encounter when it showed up after my... Oh, wow. That's an interesting story. That's a hell of a story. Yeah, but the big thing that Lissa was talking about in that book, and I think I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't know. It might be just Lisa and she spells it with two S's. But to me, it looks like it's Lissa. I've never heard her name pronounced anywhere. So, I've just read a couple of her books and that's it. Oh, Tiffany's back. Welcome back.
I had to get my flashlight. My lights went out.
Ah.
I got my stuff back on. Josh, we're gonna have to. Okay.
Let's not take any more paid readings or anything for the night because we don't know how long you'll be on.
I'm worried. I don't know what does storm front look like.
Hold on, let me pull it back up. Last I checked, you was still in the green.
It's thunder and lightning like crazy.
It's right up on the edge of you right now.
That's where it is like hitting, and the wind just hit, and it's hailing right now. And I can't find my good earbuds. But you can, like, if I go off, we'll finish these paid readings, and then, and then you can stay on and don't think that you have to go off if I'm off.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fine, but like,
why is my flashlight?
That's a safety feature that you probably clicked it because you was playing with it.
No, I don't know. Okay.
A lot of flashlights have that as a safety feature for like if you're like out in the dark to motion someone down. The strobe light catches their attention better than a solid beam.
This is one of those safety ones too.
Yeah,
so.
that's exactly what that mode is. Trust me, I blinded the crap out of myself that way more than once.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Oh God, yeah, don't do that to me. I got for Tanya. She's going through a death and rebirth right now, and a transformation, and she's being reminded to have perspective with the Hangman card. And I looked up before the lights went down on me and I was losing my internet. I looked up the actual, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. It's my favorite. The affirmation on this one, Tanya, is I lean into my inner world of limitless miracles, surrendering to the divine will of the cosmos. And the death and rebirth is the next card. And that one is I allow myself to let go of the past in order to add energy to new beginnings. You got to let go of the past so that way you can clear room for the new beginnings that are coming in. And the Hanged Man is also the reminder to trust, surrender, to let go, to let things go, to open your heart to the bigger plan, and to know that there is a bigger plan in place for you. Death and rebirth is just a transformation. So things that are triggering you, things like that, pay attention to those because those are your signals of what it is that you're getting perspective on. I'm glitching. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, okay, that storm is right up on Curville's edge right now.
I can't hear you. It just went gurgle, 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 gurgle. Oh God, it's frozen. Josh?
I can hear her.
Josh?
I can hear you. There she goes. Okay, I tell you what, when she comes back, Tanya will finish out that, but in the meantime, Kendra, let me go ahead and get my side of your reading, and then if Tiffany's not able to get to you tonight, we'll get your reading from her at a different time for sure. Don't worry, we'll get you the readings from both of us. So Kendra, the first card I got for you is Legacy of Light. The next card I have is Restore and Replenish. The next card I have is Release the Dark Wound and Let Love Live. And I gotta say something, these first like 5 cards just jumped out of the deck. Like when I was shuffling, they all came out at one point in time and just kind of hit the desk. And I just kind of laid them out as they hit. Next card is Inner Trust. And I always love when cards jump out of the deck. That means they really want to come out and say hi and play. The next card is Trust Yourself. Big Bold Vision. Love this card. Artwork on this deck is gorgeous. The artwork was done by Autumn Sky Morrison. And the last card that you got is Focus on the Light. Oh, Tiffany just messaged me, folks. Let me see what this says. She lost power again. Let me just text Tiffany and I'll get right into your reading, Kendra, okay? Okay. Tiffany lost power again. If power comes back, Tiffany will pop back. We're just going to continue on. I'm going to do the paid readings that's already come in. And honestly, if anyone else wants a reading, go ahead. We'll hit you up. And if you can't get a reading from Tiffany tonight, what we will do... The problem is she doesn't have any internet because her modem's out, her router's out. She has to have internet there at the house for her phone because of the storm. She can't connect. Not good enough, I don't think, to do readings. That would be awesome to do readings by candlelight, though. I mean, I've done readings by candlelight. It's really fun. Okay. She said she will get the sisters and Kendra tomorrow. And then from there on out, just whoever else will work on it. She said she'll get Kendra and the sisters tomorrow on Messenger. So... You know what? I'm just going to set my phone up here so I can keep an eye on it in case she messages. This storm is like hitting her hard right now. She's like right in the very midst of it. I told her to stay safe, take care of herself, make sure her and the animals are all good. And we've got this. Hey, Leanne, how you doing? Yeah, readings by candlelight are fun. But, so, all right. Your first card you got, Kendra, was the Legacy of Light. I love this card. This card is actually the artwork for the back of this deck as well. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck from Alana Fairchild. This is the deck I am using tonight. But you got the Legacy of Light, and this card, I mean, it really talks about leaving a legacy of light. You got the triple goddess aspect there shown in the maiden, the mother, and the crone. But it also shows the legacy that you leave from child to mother to grandmother and how things are passed down, but things also pass up as well. As you know, if you look, you see the energy flows both ways. If you really look at this card, it doesn't just go one way. But you're right now, Kendra, in the process of building a legacy of light. And that's a very profound thing for you to be working on. You really, that's a big part of your path of what you're doing. Your path is leaving that legacy that's going to pass down for generations to come. Even if you don't have children, you don't have to have children. Actually, a good example of this card, I'm a geek, I'm a movie nerd. Have any of you seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Lady in the Water? In there, like, I don't want to give too much away, but in there's a big thing about a legacy of light being left. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. It explains the legacy of light. You don't even have to have children or anything to pass it on. The legacy is left with no heirs. They can leave a legacy with no heirs. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, you can't leave a legacy unless you have someone to pass it down to. You pass it down to everyone. You don't have to pass it down to just one person. It's a great movie, Leanne. If you ever get the chance to watch it, it's really good. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Paul Giamatti's in it. Bryce Dallas Howard's in it. There's a couple other actors and actresses in it. It's just a really good movie. Just like all around, I love it. It ranks up there in my top 10 favorites. But as you're leaving that legacy of light, you got to remember, it's not all work, work, work. You have to stop and take time to restore and replenish. Otherwise, you can hit that burnout phase. You can get that point to where you just push too hard, you go too much, and you are not giving yourself the time that you need to rest and restore. And this isn't just in a physical aspect. This is in an energetic and a spiritual aspect too. You can push yourself way too hard, way too fast. You got to make sure that you're not doing too much. You have to take that time to rest and restore. Like a lot of times after we do big readings and stuff like this, where we do these big lives, me and Tiffany go and we rest. We've expended a lot of energy during these readings and these lives. And so we go and we take a rest phase. We know that's part of the process. A lot of times when I know I'm going to be doing a live, I actually rest beforehand. Whenever I record my podcast episodes, I always rest before I do my show. That way I have that energy. I'm taking that time because I know I'm going to be expending a lot of energy during those moments. So I take that point in time to rest and restore. This doesn't talk about that physical sleep either. This goes into a lot of aspects of that self-care. You got to make sure you're doing those aspects, Kendra. Those are so important. And it's very important because the next card is a very powerful card and something that takes a lot of work and expends a lot of energy. So you need to gain and build that energy up for when you're doing this work, which is release the dark wound and let love it live. This is shadow work. This is working with that dark aspect, with those dark wounds, with those things that you really don't want anyone to see. You don't want people to know that this wound exists. This wound is something that is so deep, so personal, so to the core of the soul type kind of wound. But those can heal, and you got to let it go. Holding on to that wound is not going to help. And once you can let that wound go and let that love live, that legacy of light's really going to flourish. But this is part of that legacy, because if you don't let that dark wound go, it's going to carry down your legacy. Letting this go and letting love live is part of that legacy. This is breaking generational curses. This is setting things up for people that's coming down the line from you. And once again, generational curses don't have to be your direct children. And a generational bloodline curse being broken will break it for everyone in that bloodline that's coming down that bloodline. And that kind of work is a very serious work. It's a very hard work, and it's a very, very dedicated work. That requires a lot of inner trust. You have to have that deep inner trust. You got to believe those gut instincts, those gut feelings as you're working on them and you're moving through things. Spirit, your higher self, is going to speak to you. That's what that inner trust is. That's what those gut instincts and those gut feelings are. Listen to them. They're trying to guide you. They're trying to direct you. They're trying to help you along your path. When you start second guessing them and doubting those, and then you choose a different path, doesn't mean that you're not going to continue on your path. You're just going to probably continue with a little more obstacles along the way. They're trying to clear obstacles for you. They're trying to help you. But you've got to trust them and step into that. Which the next card steps is trust yourself. So you've got that inner trust and trust yourself back to back, like V2 trust cards. So you trust that inner instinct and just trust that you trust it. I mean, I don't know really how much more you can go on this. You've got to trust yourself. You've got a big, bold vision of where you want to go to. You need to have deep trust in that. As you build that trust, and I mean, like I said, you got trust upon trust. That inner trust and trust yourself. You know. Kendra, stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting. Stop. No more doubt. No doubt. Listen to some Gwen Stefani. No doubt. It's music from my teenage years. Her original album dropped when I was a teenager. Big, bold vision. Like I said, you've got a big, bold vision. You've got like I said, that legacy of light. That releasing that dark wound, like I said, that's a generational curse right there. That's something that's dark. That's got to be released. And that bold vision of things to come will only happen. You'll start doubting. That big, bold vision, though, is something that's really, really important for you. It's your dream, your goal, those desires, those things that you want. Don't belittle that for anyone. Anyone. When you have that dream it big. Dream it bigger than big. Dream it on the grandest scale and on the grandest stage as you can. And don't let anyone tell you to do anything less. Because if you dream big, and even if you fall short of achieving that dream in every aspect, you're going to achieve so much more along the path going for that big, big, bold vision. You know, if you only say, hey, I'm going to, you know, clean up this corner of the yard, then you're not going to even care to look at the other aspects of the yard and what could be there. But you might end up going and looking at that yard and going, look, I can put a garden over here, and I can put this over here, and I can turn this into a really cool space for friends and family and community to hang out. That's just an example. I'm just pulling out an example. Off the top of my head. Probably a really poor one too at that, but hey. But part of that big bold vision is you got to stay focused on the light. One of the things with that big bold vision is as you get that vision and it's coming out and you're really working towards it, you're going to have a lot of people hit you with a lot of negativity and a lot of doubt. They're going to come in and say, oh, you can't do that. Why are you trying to dream that big? Why are you trying to do that? Don't listen to those naysayers. They don't have the dream. They don't have the vision. They can't grasp a hold of what it is that you're looking at. They can't grasp what it is that you see. So they can't have anything else but doubt. Focus on the light. It will carry you through. Don't allow their negativity to pull you down. Know that you've got that vision. You're building that legacy of light. So you need to focus on that legacy. You've got those dark wounds to release. You need to rest. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's all important. Got any questions on that, Kendra? And like I said, Tiff said she'd get a hold of you tomorrow for the reading once this storm's over and stuff. All right, so we have Lupe up next, and then we'll do Azalea. And if anyone else wants a reading, you're gonna have to. Okay, we'll have to do my Cash App right now, or I'll have to post up my PayPal because I don't have access to Tiffany's PayPal to know who's done readings and who hasn't. That was great. Oh, I'm glad. All right. Oh, dropping cards. The only thing that you got to be careful of reading by candlelight is that you don't set the cards on fire. Ooh, a whole bunch of cards just popped out for you, Lupe. Oh, geez. These kind of cards, I know why Tiffany likes you so much. These are awesome cards. All right, Lupe, we have every journey starts with a single step. The next card is that Shock of the New. Once again, the Legacy of Light card is going to make an appearance tonight. Love this card. Such a powerful card. Followed by the Power of Attraction. Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Love this card too. So much images in this card. It's like one of those like crazy deep images in this card. I mean, so much. The next card is the Sacred Fool. Love this card too. Anytime the Sacred Fool shows up, I'm always happy. And Release the Dark Wound and Let Love Live. once again. So, Lupe, you got every journey starts with a single step. This card calls for you to just take action. You're on a journey, you're on a path, and you may be in that path, and you may be hitting kind of a stale, stagnant spot, or be in a spot where you're questioning what direction you should go next, and you're just kind of not sure. Just take a step. Just move one direction or another. That's what you got to do. Any direction you go is not going to be the wrong direction. The only wrong direction will be not taking that step. Any path you step is going to lead you along that path where you need to go. And whatever lessons it puts in front of you are the lessons that you're going to need to know. Your sister's obviously knows something, because she's over here laughing already. The next card is Shock of the New. As you start on that path, there's going to be that shock of the new, where people are going to see a different you, and that shock's going to come through. But also, some of the things could be shocking to you. Some of the things that you might hit along that path might hit you with that shock, and you might be, whoa, I wasn't expecting that out of myself. So the shock of the new doesn't necessarily always have to apply to other people. It will. It definitely will apply to other people, but it will also apply back into yourself. I think you're going to surprise yourself as you go through this journey in this path. You've got that Legacy of Light card. That legacy is something that you're going to be building. Pretty sure your sister's part of that legacy too. Won't surprise me if this card doesn't come up in her pool either. But this card is a really, really powerful card. Like I said, it's the maiden, the mother, and the crone. It's that triple goddess aspect. This is the epitome of the divine feminine. You know, it talks about all the aspects of the feminine goddess. You know, just that innocence and that purity and everything of the maiden, that creator, that life giver, that carer, that everything that comes from that mother aspect. And then the crone aspect, the wise old lady giving the sage advice, caring for as a healer, helping with the mothers, helping with the children. She didn't isolate herself. She worked with everyone. She worked down the line, passing the legacy of what she knew down. But like I said, it also works in an upward manner too. The children can teach the elders as much as the elders can teach the children. But you've got that legacy that's going to be built, and it's going to be something that's going to pass on. Now, this next card is the Power of Attraction. I love this card. This card's very, very masculine, feminine. It talks about that power of attraction between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Let's see. You just bought a house and you need to move out, and you just said you need to move. See, there you go. You just got to move. You just got to take a step. You just got to move in that direction one way or another. So that's what you do. You just got to take those steps. You know, you're going to find the place that you need to move to, and as soon as it hits, you're going to know, and you're going to move. You're going to go in that right path. And that might be the shock for you. That might be the shock of the new, because moving to a new place, it's going to be a shocking new place for you to be. You're going to find out new things about yourself and, you know, people around you. It can be where that legacy of light really, really, really starts to shine and grow too. Where this power of attraction comes, because this doesn't necessarily talk about a soulmate. It can, but this can also talk about being drawn into your community and finding that tribe, finding those people that back you, those people who are your community, who are your family, who are that center that's focused for you. But this also calls into that balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine. Like I said, doesn't necessarily have to be a soulmate, but there's going to be someone there that's going to be a counterbalance to you in a way. But definitely community is coming up too. I got to refresh this map for Tiff. She's almost through the worst part of the storm right now that she's going through. But she's like right in the thick of it right now, folks. So, confirmation. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Like I said, absolutely love this card. Let me try to get this into some better focus up here too. See if the camera will focus in on the card a little better. There we go. Look at all the details into this card. All right. This really calls for you to really work out of that heart and that heart aspect. That even though the mind is there and you can use your mind, you got to allow the heart to guide the mind, not the mind to guide the heart. Okay. When I get ready to do ceremonies and I get ready to take like sacraments, a prayer that I'll do is I'll take the sacrament, whatever it is, and I'll raise it up to my head and I'll say, from my head to my heart to my lips, if it is spoken, so may it be true. And what I'm asking is anything that comes in through my mind, may it be filtered through my heart before it comes through my lips. It's that same kind of aspect. The mind still needs to be there, but we need to allow the heart to be that filter. You're going to build that community. What do you mean your boyfriend doesn't want? So I was debating and pushed him. Like he doesn't really want to. Oh, he doesn't want to move. If you just bought a house and you need to move out, then move. Why does he not want to move? If you just bought a house, man. Because see, that's funny because this card here, the Sacred Fool, is all about starting a journey, starting an adventure. You're going to start a journey and an adventure. The Sacred Fool is all about starting that new adventure, that new journey, going into it with that childlike love and wonder, you know, that just looking at this adventure with just awe in those eyes of like, this is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. You step into that that's what that Sacred Fool is about. That Sacred Fool is about that childlike wonder and that childlike feel, you know, that feeling of, you know, this is new. We're going through something that I've not done before. And this is a new adventure. It's a new path. It's a new journey. And it's, you know, let's jump in and embrace it and go for it. It's not that being fearful. You know, it's like, you ever watch the Hobbit movie? It's when Bilbo comes running out of the Shire with the map and he's all excited and running to catch up with the dwarves. That's what it is. It's that kind of attitude. He was leaving the norm behind because he was going on an adventure. He went on that adventure initially with, you know, that bold-eyed kind of wanderlust of, wow, I want to see something beyond this normal thing that I've seen every single day of my life. He doesn't want to move with you because you didn't buy the house with him. You did it without him and with your parents. Oh, that's being a weirdo. Jesus Christ, that's some egotistical shit right there that he needs to work over. This card might be for him. Because there's some ego stuff there that needs to be released. There's some stuff there that needs to be let go. Like, for that love to live, there's some things that need to be let go. That's a weird ego. That's, you know, yeah, I don't like that kind of feeling there, Lupe. That's not a great feeling, really. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that vibe. Like, that whole, well, I don't want to move in there because I wasn't part of buying it. You done it was with your parents instead of me. No. He should be happy for you. He should be more than happy to step into that adventure and step into that journey with you. That's a new place, a new beginning, a place that you two can build into a home together if you would like. But he's allowing ego that he wasn't involved in the purchasing of the place to keep him from seeing it as that. And he needs to step beyond that. He needs to step out of that. Like, I'll straight up say it. That's some bullshit. Like, oh, we gotta block this person right away. And we will delete their comment. So yeah, don't believe or those people that come in and say for readings and stuff, you're never going to get that. Those are scammers. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like that vibe. I don't like that feeling that he is not feeling like moving in with you when you got this house. Like, he should be excited. I mean, I would be excited. When I got this place, my dad helped me get this place. My mom and dad did. When I got this place, I was so excited, so stoked. So, I mean, it was a new adventure. It was a new chapter of my life. It was a new journey. It was a big thing for me. And, someone not having that excitement for you when they're supposed to be your partner kind of bothers me a little bit. Azalea, this card came up in your reading too. And so did this one. What is up with this card tonight? I think we all need to let go of some stuff tonight. Maybe this is a communal card. All right. So your cards for you, Azalea, are what you want wants you. Your next card is, I think the only other owl card that didn't get pulled earlier tonight, is defend to your end the worthwhile. Actually, no, there's one other one that has an owl in it. It is the life after death card. New birth, guard it vigilantly. The word wants to be written. Pandora's gifts. Azalea, are you there? Power of attraction. I just want to make sure this is still going out right, because no one said anything in a few moments. Release the dark wound, let love live. Everyone's been quiet for a bit. I'm hoping I didn't lose people due to storms. Hello? Someone let me know I'm still broadcasting, like say I can hear you or something along those lines. Please. I'd appreciate it. I know there's some storms in my area too, so. But I don't know where Lupe and Azalea are too, so I want to make sure that they didn't get lost in the storm systems that are coming through and she's not getting a reading. Yay, Lynn's still here. Are you still here, Azalea? Tell you what, I will take a picture of her cards, and if she has gotten bumped off because of the storm, I can give her the reading tomorrow. Or whenever she gets back on. So give me just a moment. I'm going to snap some pictures of these cards real quick. All right. I do this when I do readings for people too. Like when I do private readings, I'll take pictures of cards like this, and then I'll send those pictures out to them so they have them. But one more time, Azalea, are you there? Hello? Are you with us? I have a feeling I lost them at the end of Lupe's reading because I didn't hear anything from Lupe when I was talking about the end of her reading either. Hello? Hope I didn't upset them with what I said. Hope her boyfriend didn't hear and get all pissed off at me. He's telling you I shouldn't be happy for you, or I should be happy for you. I wish there was a way for me to see who is in the actual room. I don't think it tells me anywhere. Like who's actually like tuned in. Would anyone else like a reading since, you know, we're waiting for Azalea to either pop back in or, like I said, I took pictures of her cards. I can give her the reading later, too. I mean, there's a lot there. And if I have to, I'll go back to the live and finish out Lupe's for her, too. She can just go back and watch it. I'll just go find out the pinpoint on it and let her know what time frame it was in. Because this will be recorded and up later, so if you got a reading tonight, you'll be able to go back and find where your reading was and watch it again too. Let me check the weather and see how Tiffany is doing. Oh, the storms are just about past Tiffany. You want a card? Cool, I'll pull a card for you, Lynn. Yay, maybe Tiffany's just about out of those storms. Okay, Lupe said they could hear me. Okay. I just wasn't seeing Azalea. I just wanted to make sure she was there so she could get a reading. Let's see. Let me go over to my page. Okay. This is weird because not all the messages are showing up right now for some reason. This is really, really weird. So let me do this. I'm going to try to pop around. All right. What? Okay. If you're in a Modern Mystic group, if you can, go to Tiffany's actual business page and not the group. For some reason, that group chat is saying that people can't add comments right now. So I don't know what's going on because it doesn't even look like it's posting any of my stuff that I'm posting into there. What? Yeah, it's doing some weird stuff. Like they were talking a while ago in there, and now it's saying no, don't have permission to. I know why. I think it's because Tiffany had to drop out, and maybe because it was coming in. No, that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense at all. There she is. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing some weird stuff tonight. We're like at the end of Mercury retrograde, so yeah, okay. I can see where Lupe said Azalea said hi. Lupe said, "Can you see your comments?" Yes, it's at Tiff. Put a limit on it. Oh, I wonder how to change that. Yeah, I don't have permit. That's weird because I'm an admin in that group. I should be able to change that. I wonder what's up. I'm gonna have to do that. So weird, great reading. Thank you. Loved reading. Help me feel better. You're gonna do me good. Do you? Do you? That's what you really need to do. Did I say Mercury? What did I say? I meant to say Mercury retrograde. What the hell did I say? Did I say Mercury retrograde? Because it's like ending. It's like the last night of it, so it's like all crazy. All right, Azalea. So I don't know if you got to see your cards. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Let me run through these again for you, Azalea. You've got what you want you. Defend to the end the worthwhile. Hold on. I stay out of like sibling politics, okay? I'm not going to drive you into politics with me and my sister. I'll just tell her to listen to cards and listen to the spirit, to listen to what spirit said. New birth, guard it vigilantly. Oh, you two are hilarious. The word wants to be written. And Azalea, these are your cards. The next card is Pandora's Gift. This showed up for you as well. As did these two cards as well. Power of Attraction. And Release the Dark Wound, Let Love Live. And it's funny, this was the last card in your sister's reading too. Fell in the exact same position. That's interesting to me. So what you want wants you. The things you want and desire in life, the universe wants you to have and they're desiring to be. So the thing is, the key in this is learning to be at peace and just let them flow. This is the thing. This card is calling for you to just let it peace and let them flow. You don't necessarily have to go running or chasing after them. They are there waiting for you. They will arrive in the time that they're meant to arrive and how they are meant to arrive. They're coming. They're there. The universe is sending them. They want to be with you. You want them as well. They're on the way. Defend to the end the worthwhile. Like I said, this is one of the few owl cards that didn't come up earlier. There's one other owl card, which is Life After Death. Visions of Life After Death is actually the name of the card. Defend to the end the worthwhile. So this card is calling for you to be that defender, to be that protector, to be that guardian of those things that are worthwhile to you. Those things that have deep meaning in your heart and your soul. Those things that call to you. Yeah, see, that's what card's calling for you to work on that patience. It's calling for you to work on that patience. So this defend to the end, the worthwhile, though, is calling for you to be that protector and that guardian and to be fierce. I mean, look how fierce this warrior is. This is a warrior. You know, she's wearing an owl headdress. You know, she's got the paint and stuff. She's ready to go into battle. You know, so defend with all that fierceness of that warrior what is worthwhile. Hello, Lisa. That next card I've got for you is New Birth, Guard It Vigilantly. And so in here you see the sapling and you see the butterfly. They have just come out. You know, the butterfly looks like it's just coming out of its cocoon. So fragile, so delicate. The same with that sapling. Yet again, another card calling for you to guard. But this isn't that fierce defending warrior. This is that loving, caring, gentle compassion. This is that tending to, that taking care of, that helping nourish and grow and build and help something flourish into its strength. Okay. One of my questions is, are you working with Lupe on building this spiritual community? I kind of want to wait for an answer on that before I move forward. Yeah, well, that's what these cards are in reference to, and especially this next one. The word wants to be written. This doesn't necessarily mean a physical word. This can be an energetic word or energetic thought. That words are what brings things into creation. When, like, you can go back and look at creation stories and things are spoken into creation. Okay? It's just not, a snap of a finger. It's a word. Something is spoken and it comes to be. It can be written as well. Once you write something out, color the wise mushroom. Why not go live together sometime? But the word wants to be written. If you have inclinations to write, but if you write, if you have inclinations to do study guides, do study guides. If you have inclinations to just build something, write out a declaration of that. That wants to be written so it is actually out in a physical form being put into an actual concrete, physical, visual reference. And from there, that starts that path of creation and manifestation. That's putting it into a solid idea. That's putting it into a solid form. It's pulling those energies together and going, look, think of it as writing a spell. You're putting that energy into it. You're directing that energy into it, and you're putting this together, and you're going, this is what's going to manifest. Write that, put that in there. Realize doing that kind of work is also one of Pandora's gifts, and that's also one of your gifts. Also start to step forward into those Pandora's gifts. Look at the ancient writing and script and stuff that's supposed to be coming out around, coming out of the mask where she's unleashing those gifts from. That's very important. Like, I really wish I had the right setup and lighting to really capture these cards the way I want to. It's something I'm working on. But you've got those Pandora's gifts as well. You've got those spiritual divine gifts like your sister was just talking about. You just need to step into them. You need to embrace them. You guys need to do that. That's what this is calling for. That's hardcore spelled work right there for the two of you to do together. Like, lay that out hardcore. Focus those energies, focus those intentions, focus those ideas, put all that into what it is that you're going to work on. Writing that out is key. It's bringing it from the realm of thought into the physical. That's really what you're doing. You're bringing it from the realm of ideas, thought, and concept. Then you're putting it into something physical in front of you that is taking it from that realm into this realm. And now it is in a place where it can start to manifest. You need to do that. That's very critical. Once you do that, that power of attraction with everything you guys need to come into place and fall together for this is going to start to happen. This card takes on a whole different meaning. You're going to get that balance of the people in that community that you need. You're going to get the balance of everyone that you need to bring these things to be. This is going to be a very, very powerful community. A lot of really strong work, but you got to really step into it. And your sister's right, Azalea. You got to step out of that shyness. It's a hard thing. shyness is a very, very hard thing to overcome, and I will not like belittle that in any way, shape, or form. But you really need to understand the confidence, the strength, the power, the energy that you have, and that can be very beneficial to a lot of people in your work, and you've got to step up and be bold in that. You have to put yourself out front. It's not time for you to hermit, it's time for you to be bold. It is a process, and it's going to take something for you to work on. Don't expect to do it tomorrow. You want to do a live with me on Sunday? We'll see if Tiffany wants to join us. Release the dark wound and let love live. So there's still that dark wound that's floating around some stuff. That dark wound can be a lot of things. It's just even holding you guys back from some of this. Those doubts of people saying things. Yeah, I know. I had to throw it out there. There was. I mean, come on. It was just funny. She is a powerful woman, and she needs to realize that. She needs to step up into that power. It's there. She needs to step up with that confidence, with that boldness, with that strength. You know, step into that divinity. Like, seriously, these cards here are calling for that really strong guardian. I mean, come on. Look, you've got the fierceness and the compassion. That is that balance. That is power. That is strength. This right here is that balance of that duality of that fierceness in the warrior, but that loving compassion. But they're both guardians. They're both protectors. That's a big role you're going to play in this community. You're going to play a big role as a protector. You're going to fight for this in a hard way. And you're going to love every moment of that fight once you really step into it, because it's your passion. You have no problem going up the battle for that. You have no problem stepping up for what needs to be done. But one thing you got to do, though, like I said, the last card, which is funny because it fell in the same place as your sisters too, is to release the dark wound and let love live. You know, there's something there. I don't want to pry too much, but there's something there. And you just need to let it go. You already know what it is. I don't even have to tell you what it is. You already know what it is. It's already in your mind. You're already thinking it. Lupe, awesome. I'll go live with you. I have no problem with that. But you got to release that dark wound. You already know what it is, Azalea. You've got it. You'll be perfectly fine once you do. You'll be more than fine. Actually, hold on. This is funny because I just turned the deck over to the bottom, and the last out card that I talked about in the deck was there. Visions of Life Beyond Death. Like, literally, that was the bottom card when I flipped it over. I was picking up the deck to shuffle the cards back in. Owls have been a theme tonight. Yeah, I know. Weird, right, Azalea? This is a beautiful card, though, right? Like, this deck is just a stunning deck. I ended up buying this deck for Tiffany because, like, I just had to gift it to her. I think she uses it for, like, more personal pools and stuff. But this deck is just a stunning deck. I like most of Alana's decks so far. I have several of Alana Fairchild's decks. I have the Divine Circus deck, which I really, really like and enjoy. My Rumi deck that I have of hers, I don't use in lives because every deck, each card has one of Rumi's poems tied to it. So when I do readings with that deck with people, I like to be able to read each one of Rumi's poems along with it. And so in a live, that ends up being like, you know, next thing we know, we have like 5 hours to do 2 readings because I've been reading Rumi poems for the last, 3.5 hours because I like Rumi, and I'm probably going to read one poem and the next thing's going to be like, oh, that reminds me of this other one I wanted. And the next thing you know, I'm like reading a whole book of Rumi to people on live. The Rumi deck, oh my god. Let's see, I also have the, you know what? Here, I'll just grab them. This was my first deck that I ever bought, my first Oracle deck I ever bought. It wasn't my first tarot, but this was my first Oracle that I got. And this is Mariposa Galactica's artwork. And oh my god, I love this woman's artwork. I'm a fan of hers. She does amazing, amazing art. And then I've also got this one. I've got the Isis Oracle deck, which I really love, the goddess Isis. I love a lot of the story and everything around Isis, everything that she really stands for. But man, I just can't connect to this deck. Like, I was drawn to get this deck, but I think more for study than... And that's how I use that deck. I use that deck more for study than anything. Yeah, the Mariposa deck is stunning. Here, let me pull this out, show some of the art. This Earth Warriors Galactic, or the Earth Warriors deck that her and Alana done. I mean, and it's got a really, it's all really kind of North American and, well, not even North, like I was going to say North and South America and like Central American, but not even that, because like it goes into African and like just is really earth based. I mean, you know, I do a deck swap with a lot of them that I don't resonate with, but for some reason, this deck I won't swap. I'm holding on to it. And like I said, I think it's more for study. And after I'm done with my study time with it, I probably will swap it with someone. Because I'll end up coming across someone who sees it and really has a connection to it. When I do, I'll let it go. I've done that with a couple other decks I didn't resonate with. Like I bought this one deck that was like this it was called God Cards for Men. And I just didn't resonate with it. It wasn't that it wasn't a good deck. I just didn't resonate with it. And one of my friends who's a reader, she works with a lot of men. And she's like, you know, most of my cards are really feminine in their energy. She goes, it'd be nice to have a more masculine feeling deck. Pachamama. Oh, come on, focus in on this card. It's gorgeous. Oh, let's see. Can I get it to focus? Come on, silly camera. There we go. Look at that. And dude, when she paints these as like wall-sized murals. It's amazing. Let me block that person, delete their comments. Okay, there we go. Let's see. There's one card in here in particular I want to show. It's my favorite card in the whole deck. Here it is. I'm a Leo, so I instantly resonated with this card. Just look at that artwork. I love this deck. Like I said, this was my original deck. This deck I worked with for a long, long time before I got any other decks. And I think my next deck was the Rumi deck. A friend of mine bought the Rumi deck and I got the Sacred Rebels deck right about the same time. But yeah, those are my main decks that I work for. Oh, and then this deck I pulled out around Halloween. I love this deck. This deck's so much fun. So much fun. This is just a great fun deck. I love this one for Halloween time. First off, the back of the cards are adorably cute. Like, seriously. But then just the artwork is amazing. Hey, look what's showing up again. It's like a theme for the night. Dawn, the light after the dark. But then you got some of the more darker cards in here for Halloween. Right there's the owl card. I swear I'm just randomly flipping through the cards. Skull of Flowers. Joy. I love this deck. This deck's such a fun deck. Death. I said, start to say deck as I was reading the card. Death. Yeah, most definitely. That owl is a really, really strong theme through the night. But yeah, I work with, I don't know, like, the other thing that I like to work with is Lenormand. Tiffany got me into working with Lenormand. This is my main Lenormand deck I work with. But Lenormand, if you guys aren't familiar with, is 36 cards. They all have, here, I'll just kind of show the side of the box. Might focus into that. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, of course not. Weird camera. So it's 36 cards. Each has an image on it. Each image is a symbol. And so you have the ring, lily, lady, dog, child, sun. We got 36 cards in this deck, okay? I'm not going to go through all 36 right now. I might do this in another live or something, do a live specifically on Lenormand. But the thing with Lenormand, when you do this, you do the layout and you do the spreads. You read in rows and columns, diagonals. You read what's all around the cards. It's a really interesting way of reading. But each one of the cards has, its own interpretation. And like, the little book that you get with the deck will give you an interpretation of them, which is pretty cool, which is really awesome. This is great. But Tiffany also ended up gifting me this book by Rena George. It's called The Essential Lenormand. And when we do really, really big, intense readings, how cards land and fall can change, and how we're doing the reading can change kind of some of the meanings of the cards. So we come over to here for references, and we look at some of the ways they might apply. But also at the same time, being an intuitive reader, when we look at some of these things, we're looking at how this card might apply in that way. But then sometimes it's just like, no, that's really not how it feels that it's hitting. Oh, Tiffany totally got me into Lenormand. She done the Grand Tableau, which is where you lay out all the cards. Actually, I think that night Tiffany done 33 cards. She held 3 cards back. She didn't feel inclined to lay those 3 cards. So she laid 33 of the 36 cards. And she was taking me through, teaching me, showing me, like she was doing this reading for me just one night after we had been, I think we had done a live or we just chatting or talking or something. And she just breaks out and starts doing this Lenormand reading for me, right? She's like showing me this stuff. And I'm like deeply getting into this and just, really seeing the way the symbol interpretations of symbols and stuff. Cause that's how my mind works a lot of times. I interpret symbols and patterns and stuff. Like I offer a reading subscription service, but the really big thing in my reading subscription service, the real key to it is the reading journals that I do with the subscription service. Because what I do is I keep a journal of your readings and I track how you're feeling, your emotions, the lunar cycles, the dates, the times, how we're doing readings and stuff, the decks that we're using, the reading, and anything key that's going on. And what I'm doing is I'm gathering all this information to use as so I can see patterns and cycles so that we can look at them. So as I gain all this information, I send it over to the person. You know, I don't keep this private or anything, you know. I share this with the person because I want them to see this. And I'm using this as a way to identify cycles and patterns that we see keep coming up in the cards and what's going on and things that they're wanting to address. And it's a form of using tarot and oracle, Lenormand, and rune, because I use all of those and working with those in these aspects to help get a deeper understanding of everything that's going on. And I really think that going into that level and that depth of understanding in like long-term readings where you do repeated readings and you start to see these patterns, you start to see these cycles, you start to see these things emerge. And so that's really important when we start to see these things emerge, that you know, and it can take a few months, and sometimes it can take a few weeks. Oh man. Jump over to my page. I'm wondering if it's something about the live event, how she set it up. I froze on one of the, I think I froze on the Modern Mystic group page. Oh no, I'm froze up on, no. See, that's showing it from back at the beginning on Tiffany's Modern Mystic page. Huh. Here, I am still live over on Breaking Reality, so why don't you guys hop over there if you want. This is my personal business page. This is where I'm coming in from. Oh, you are on my page. It has to be something with the way Tiffany set this up. She set this up as an event, which is differently than how I normally do them. And I don't understand those. Tell you what, guys, give me like 5 seconds or so. Let me shut this down and just open up another one and just join back in on that one. It'll be right on the same. It'll be on the Breaking Reality page. It won't be on all the, well, yeah, it will be on all the others. I can send it over to all those. Let me just shut down and redo this and broadcast back out again, okay? Because it's doing something weird. Let me see if I can fix that. So, like, give me just a couple seconds and I'll be right back.